Want me to close the drapes a little?
Maybe. There's nobody on yet.
Over there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, Rhonda?
Fine.
Wow, she knows the phone number.
She told me she was calling in. Plus, I know 304 is West Virginia now.
You got it, girl.
Okay.
So did you see we now have a code?
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, so
And
I
I passed that along.
yeah, I thought it was free shipping. It's not free shipping. It's $25 off. And apparently they had this last week too, that when you apply the code, it alters your BV. So just make sure your total BV, even after the code, is at 150.
Okay.
And
Okay,
you
that's
also
good.
saw the surprise about tomorrow?
The cookies and cream?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's good. It's not my favorite, but it's good.
I personally could care less about cookies and cream. I'm just more excited that, we're getting a temporary shake tomorrow.
Yes, that's good. You know what? It is my favorite if I have to shake it in a shaker cup.
Okay. And I like it with 1 scoop of chocolate, 1 scoop of cookies and cream. It's too sweet to me, just straight cookies and cream.
Oh, okay. I like it sweet. Sweeter the better.
Girl.
Hey, Christy. Oh, there you are. Christy Kahan is on too, Rhonda.
All right, good deal.
So another secret, since you guys are on the Zoom and giving your time to me. So they used to be called the Midwest Regional Development Coaches. Now they're calling them the Heartland Development Coaches. So Kirsten Landry is ours. After she posted that Cookies and Cream is coming out tomorrow, a couple comments later, she said, and Mocha's coming back soon too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I don't have a date
That's
on
what
that.
I wanted to hear.
And what I'm really hoping they're doing is we're coming up to a crunch deadline of still trying to earn top achievers, where we need to hit 60 cycles 2 more times organically without executive matches before February 24th. And so what I think they're trying to do is help people get these goals.
Good.
They have. And so that would help us a ton if they did cookies and cream plus the excitement from last night. And then if next week they rolled out Mocha. So we'll see. She didn't say when Mocha's coming. She just said coming.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Wonderful. I like that.
Yeah. So I do know I've had Kathy Blackmore, Garza, and Don and Rudy Garza and Julie Sweeney say they can't log on, but they want to watch the recording. So we will record this and pass it on. I don't know if anybody else is logging on, but why don't we go ahead and start? And I'd love to hear feedback from you guys first. And what I want is, what was your overall feel? What did you like about the event? What would you change or do differently next time? Notes.
I thought it was a lot.
You thought it was what?
I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a little overwhelming, I think, how many transformations there were. I know I messed up on posting mine, but I went back and fixed it.
I saw that. Thank you.
So I don't know if we want to do as many transformations because, knowing the 2 people that I had on, I would imagine that they were overwhelmed. But if you go back and look, I'm sure it was good for them to see all the different transformations and different reasons why people do Isagenix.
Right.
And I think it's also different, slide over so I can get in here, because most of the transformations that we do are Isagenix wide on our nightly postings or Sunday postings. When we post it in this environment, in the event, that's all just our team.
We knew everybody who was posting.
So, I think that has a greater impact in there when people start seeing, oh, these are all guys that are part of this group in here that do this. That subconsciously, I think it has a stronger effect on them, more positive.
Yeah. And it was nice to see all the team members. So we got to know the team members.
Yeah, I thought of that too, especially because there were people across the country. So it helps you guys get to know team members as a whole as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think, Rhonda?
I would agree with Christy. I felt like there were a little too many transformations coming too fast. It was a lot coming at you at one time. Like I even know some of them I couldn't read them all. Like it was going so fast. But on hindsight, when you go back and look at the event today, it's nice to see all of them. But I think we could narrow that down just a little, like maybe not 15, but maybe do 12 and space them just a little more apart so it's not so bombarding all at once. It was fun to see all the our team members, and they were participating and showing love for everyone. That was really, I love that part of it.
It was so much fun as I'm recording to all of a sudden see these spree of hearts, and it like almost got me off track and be like, oh, look at all the hearts, that it was really fun to watch.
Squirrel.
Yeah, but you did a really good job because it would have thrown me off. I would have been like, oh my God.
Well, when I was doing my live Facebook video, it was funny because Zoe came up and she wanted to play. So she had something in her mouth and she kept bumping me in the leg over here. And I should have just taken the time and go, here, Zoe. But it was throwing me off. I was trying to remember what I was supposed to be saying. One of the things I think, and I'm not justifying or anything, it's just a thought I had because we were talking about the speed of things happening during the event, that it's really fast paced. I think that's what everybody's going to. That's why HHP is so fast paced, that they're trying to create a level of excitement. And that's why they have it set up like this too. Doesn't mean you can't slow it down a little bit, but I think just looking back, that's why they're doing it.
Do you want to hand me that stable sheet here? So I'm going to kind of back up and tell you how this came about and what I've kind of thought about in preparing for it and doing it. So this came about in the mastermind group and it was apparently on Isagenix Business Facebook page, but I don't watch the Facebook page for Isagenix Business that closely, so I completely missed it. That Kristen Jenkins, I guess, started talking about this in the fall, that this was really working for her team. But then for some reason, they took her video where she explains how to do it off of the Isagenix Business Facebook group, because I went back trying to watch it and the recordings are gone. However, Erica Fedorov was smart enough to save the recordings before they were gone. So she had thrown them in the mastermind group where all the executives talk with Cindy every Monday. So about 2-3 weeks ago, we started talking about this and I started watching the videos. And she actually had printed her itinerary of what she does. And so she said, I have a 30-minute and a 60-minute time frame. Choose what you want to do. And to me, 60 minutes seemed too long. Now, having done last night, I almost feel like 30 minutes was too short. That I almost like positioning it it's a 30 to 40 minute call because I did feel rushed. Now what's interesting, because our friends Gina Gillen and Tiffany Keller, they're past Tastefully Simple people too, they're friends of ours, they happen to do the same event at the same time we were doing ours last night. And so I had invited them into ours and they invited me into theirs. They had the opposite swing. They only had 5 transformations. And after Gina's intro, the person who was supposed to give the first transformation was late. So they're like waiting and waiting and waiting for her to post and get the ball rolling with these transformations. So it was kind of interesting. And so here's some things I've learned that this is what I'm thinking we could do differently. I think 15 is too many. I agree. I think 12 is a golden number. Like going back and looking at theirs, 5 was not enough. I like the excitement of 12. And what we could do is that people who want to still post, like we could have 16 transformations, but those other 4 all go under the drop your transformation here. So that's a bigger thread. But have 12 different transformations. And in those 12, I think that still has to include the U+2, the wealth creation, and the pack pricing. Like that has to be integrated in there too. Now, when Kristen Jenkins talked about her timeline, she did them 2 minutes apart. And for me doing my first one, I was kind of afraid we would have that lull time that Gina and Tiffany did. And so I thought, well, even if we do them 1 minute apart, people are constantly refreshing. So it really, in my opinion, didn't matter if it was 1 minute versus 2 minute. Where I thought the timing was even more critical were people who showed videos. And what I missed in my skimming nature was that, and Tanya picked it up, Kristen Jenkins in one of her videos mentioned that if we're going to do a video like Randy trying to go live with the wealth creation, they actually recommended that besides the opening and the closing, anybody who does videos have them pre-recorded. So I think both Tanya and Julie Sweeney had pre-recorded theirs. I'm not sure what mode. So when you guys, Julie and Tanya, if you watch this recap, comment as to what mode you used your video in. I know when we do videos from home, we use something called Photo Booth, where you can record yourself and go back and grab that recording. But I think that would make it easier where you're not as distracted, so that when your time came up, you were already recorded and you just slammed that recording in, just like you're putting in a picture in a script. So I think,
Yeah, because I
Sounds
ran
like a great idea.
I was looking in there, and initially I couldn't find any way to do it. I was trying to do it on the computer, and it won't let you do a Facebook Live on the computer if you're not the admin person like Jody. So then
that's why he had to run to my phone.
Yeah, I grabbed her phone thinking that I couldn't do it. And then I went back later, and I could have done a Facebook Live through my phone, but I just didn't get there.
Oh, this isn't hers. The other thing that she did differently, that I was in so much pain. I had back spasms. You probably didn't know that, Christy, on Sunday, Monday, that I was in like massive amounts of pain. So I literally sat there icing and heating while I was planning Tuesday night. And so I just kept my laptop on my lap and I just flipped ice heat. But one thing I didn't think about ahead of time is she talked about in the pre-party stuff, start at noon, tell people what they're going to have coming up that night, and then start some teaser posts leading up to them. And she said, you want to post this, you want to post this, and she gave ideas. Well, I didn't pay attention in her outline that she also divvied out the assigning for people to do different things in the pre-party. So I would do that differently next time, so that I'm not doing all the work with the pre-party, the intro, and the close.
You include more team members, and everybody then starts getting a feel for what's going on. They also, their comfort level gets a little more comfortable. And it's one of those things where eventually, just like we did, we started like everybody else with me starting the business and not knowing anything, is that we want everybody to have that growing experience so that they feel comfortable enough to get to the point they can do it.
Well, and to the point of maybe they're not comfortable sharing the transformation, but they'll do I'll share the Mary Evans video for you at 1 o'clock.
That too.
And then because they're participating, they're more likely to invite people to it. So what I'm thinking is I don't have a problem doing the opening and closings if I can, narrow down the transformations to the 12 plus the put yours in the, post below, but then also get more people involved in the pre-party posts and, set it up. Like I'll share the script of, we're still going to do the same thing. We still want today's the day. We still want pillars of health. We still want the vision statement. We still need the disclaimer. Like I can share all the pictures so that we're not recreating the wheel, that all they have to do is write their, scripting saying, here's the disclaimer, here's our vision statement, whatever. But it takes so much. So between me, I literally had an alarm on my phone going off every hour, so I didn't forget to post the pre-party stuff. And then also divvying up during the party that somebody could talk about pack pricing besides me. Somebody else could post the Eric Coover U+2 video. So not only was I doing the opening and closing and watching everybody else's transformations, like I refreshed and went, oh my gosh, we're already on number 7. I got to grab the U+2. And then Randy, that means you're up for, so we were like running back and forth between the den and the dining room last night. Like if you guys could have seen us off camera, you would have been laughing hysterically. I'm like, what number are we on?
It was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, this number's up. Like it was a fun frenzy. But that was the whole, I didn't mind taking so much on the first time because I figured we want to work the kinks out. And now coach our team, get more people involved. Let's make it, even bigger and get even more people going.
And we also, Jody reached out to Gina Gillen and Tiffany Keller, who did the same thing last night, same time, and shared notes with each other. And I think that was very beneficial, just to get some input from other people who are doing the same thing at the same time.
So the other thing that Kristen Jenkins had recommended was having a giveaway for people who interact the most on the page, the guests. And my thought with that is, I don't want to give away if we don't have to. And I can always add a giveaway in. I didn't want to start with giveaways and take it away. Now, I asked Tiffany and Gina, I said, did you get a lot of comments? Like, did the giveaway to comment really work? And they said, not really. They had like 1 or 2 people comment, maybe 2 or 3 questions, that it wasn't a huge draw. I asked what their giveaway was, and their giveaway is one of those shaker bottles with the samples in it. And I said, I'm not opposed to doing that. My thought is, I want to reward you guys as leaders. I would like to do giveaways for the leader who gets the most guests there, the leader who gets the most enrollments. What was my third one? I had 3.
You didn't tell me.
The leader who gets and the leader who gets the most team members involved.
Right. Okay.
So you could, I'd rather reward you guys, because the guests are going to come if they're interested, and if that's something we as a team collectively say, yeah, let's reward the guests too, we can do that, and maybe even take turns of rewarding the guests. Like, if we're covering the leader gifts, maybe somebody could cover, a shaker cup for this month, and somebody else cover a shaker cup next month. So we can, think about it and think if it really is going to be a draw to get interaction going, that there was interaction on the page, but not one person asked a question. And so I don't know if that's a teaser to get them to ask questions. Do you guys have thoughts on that as I'm talking about it?
I like your leader gift idea better than the guest giveaways, because I just don't think they're going to ask anyway. They might ask in private, but it is pretty cool, I think, to see, our leaders stepping up and that's what's making it successful and making it run is, our leaders doing what they're doing. So right. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'd love to see the level of participation.
Do you have any thoughts, Christy?
I like the giving the prizes to the leaders, because it definitely gets us more wanting to be more involved too,
Right. And what I like about this is, you think about those people that are newbies on our team, or the people that are just starting to get people asking what they're doing. This is, to me, a slam dunk of invite them into this. And because there's no end date to this event, they could even next week still go back and add somebody and say, hey, I want you to watch this. Let's schedule a time to talk after you've seen it. So to me, it is such a tool that makes it easy, duplicatable, and gets all of us involved and excited. So
yeah, I love it. In fact, I was talking to my daughter-in-law, Kristen, this morning.
Oh, because she logged on.
She watched part of it live and had to go off, kind of jump off early to attend to the baby. But she went back this morning and watched the rest of it, and she loved it. She said it was really great. And so I even asked her, I said, would you be willing to participate next time? And she said, sure, I can do that.
Yeah, and so her daughter-in-law is a nurse. And I said, I'd like to have somebody in the medical profession every month. I'd like to have an athlete and a medical, and I'd really like to start getting the START group. So we have that. I'm going to actually ask John Stankiewicz if he'll do our next one, since he was number 8 for the START group, to talk on the next one. I'm going to read you. Julie Sweeney sent me a text this morning. So she had a girl, Holly, on, and she said Holly really liked the event. She said she enjoyed seeing all the transformations at once, and it was stuff she's never seen before. She wants to enroll Friday. She's got to check her bank account. She also really liked the explanation of the packs, and that it's a mindset of purchasing groceries monthly. She said, which I've told her several times, but she obviously needed to hear it from somebody different. And so that's just it, is we can reach down to our team, get them being brave, get them at least inviting people. that because this is a Facebook Live, there's no max of how many people can attend that I know of.
No.
If there is, I don't know. But it's like a Zoom, we can only hold up to 50? Where Facebook Live, we could have 200 people on there one night, and that would just be awesome. Sorry. So, I think this is just the beginning, and the beginning of engaging our team and going wider and deeper and creating excitement and momentum.
Yes, I think it's awesome. It's a great start for the first event that you did, Jody. You knocked it out of the park, in my opinion.
Thank you. Thank goodness my back was better by yesterday, because I can't imagine having done that in pain.
Yes, especially running between the office and the kitchen.
She wouldn't have been.
And Jake was going to be walking in the door, and I was afraid he was going to walk in with some snarly attitude or yelling something. So I'm like, we can't be in the family room. Where can we go so that if Jake walks in, he's not making noise in the event? It was kind of funny. Very strategic, I'll call it.
I actually met him at the door just in case.
Oh, that was good. I didn't know that. Any other thoughts or ideas you have, or people you'd like to see, whether it's you, your team, cross lines, up lines? Gina and Cindy, and I didn't tell you this. So Cindy Walter made a video for the wealth explanation, like how Randy did his. And so like how Tanya had pre-recorded her, she has a pre-recording of the wealth explanation that Gina and Tiffany used for their wealth creation segment. And Gina has the link. And she said she'll send me the link. So I'll already
use that next time.
Yeah, I'm sure Cindy's not going to have a problem with that, because she said I'm doing like 4 of them this week. So a bunch of us are all doing them. So if I just get the link, she doesn't have to worry about it. That I'll put her as next month for the wealth creation. But now I'd like you guys to start either talking to your team, reaching out to your teams. If you even want to help with some of the pre-planning because you've already done a transformation where you want to help with the mission statement or the disclaimer or the IsaBody video, let me know, because I can still use help on that end as well.
Did you post the timeline on the Shooting Stars page?
I did not, but everybody who participated, I had sent you the timeline in a private message. So you all should have gotten that you can print it out.
We can post it on the Shooting Stars
page. But yeah,
page
I'll put it in the file of the Shooting Stars so everybody sees the agenda, and then we can start assigning out. The other thing is I'd like to change up the days and times that we do it. And I'm really thinking Sunday night, because a lot of people like to start transformations on Mondays. And maybe doing a weekend, might grab people differently than a work night. So what do you guys think about days or times? My other thought was, do we want to have another one during the lunch hour, Christy, for like the stay-at-home moms? Like, do we want to do a daytime one and a night one, or do we want to just do one?
I like the daytime because, I don't have any kids right now, and it's a lot easier for me to know what's going on right now than having to try to get them situated before I get on a call at nighttime.
Okay. And I'm willing to do 2. I'm willing to do like a Sunday night and a daytime, as long as I have enough people to help me, both with the pre-party stuff and the transformations. So we can talk about who's available to do a daytime one and start collecting names. So for the local people like Christy, with the excitement of this, we also can't forget I am doing a live tasting next Wednesday night, and it's called Love Yourself Enough. So we do have a live tasting coming up locally next Wednesday. Plus we have tonight's Zoom.
With Emily Vavra.
It's Emily Vavra, which she knocks it out of the park every time. She's one of the most dynamic speakers that Isagenix has.
She's one of the top leaders in START.
Well,
income earners.
I don't know if they've aged out. No, they're still in START. But she's like one of the earliest or youngest
and fastest growing
7-figure income earners. Like, she became an ISA millionaire at 27, something ridiculous. So, and she did the closing statement or closing session for Celebration a year and a half ago. So she's very dynamic. They live in Minneapolis. So anybody who missed last night, if you don't want to send them to our event, there is the live Zoom tonight, and then we'll have our sampling next Wednesday. What I am thinking for a next date, if we do a nighttime one and do a daytime and a nighttime, is I'm thinking February 11th. that it's 3 weeks away, so it's not too far out, but it also gives us some time to plan, get people on board, that type of thing. What do you guys think about a Sunday night?
I think we should maybe set a date. Kristen was kind of wanting to know so she could work it into her schedule.
Okay. Am I correct? The Super Bowl is the 4th?
Yes, that sounds right.
Let me double check real quickly. Okay. So I'm pretty sure it's the 4th. So my thought was everybody's going to be off football mode. Football will be over on Sundays. We're heading into Valentine's week. We can continue that love theme. I don't necessarily want to name it the exact same thing as we did. Okay, so yes, the 4th is Super Bowl. So we need some theme around love, Valentine. We're doing Love Yourself. And then Alex Cowell is doing so if you didn't see it, I posted about this in Isa Journey, I believe. Alex Cowell is doing a 30-day, and it's kind of meant as a restart to get people who have fallen off the wagon already with their New Year's resolutions, or people who need that extra accountability. It's going to be called Share the Love, I think is what it is. So hers is Share the Love, I think. And then my live event next week is Show Yourself Some Love, I think is what. Let me look at these messages.
Share the Love would be a good title, though.
Hold on, I can tell you what hers is called in just a second. I need to see it in a message form. So we need something like that. Here, Brianne, I have the picture. And so Alex Cowell with her event, she's going to Facebook Live. Hers is Show Yourself Some Love. And she's going live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, to explain the Show Yourself Some Love event. Anybody who logs on tomorrow night to her Facebook Live, they're doing a drawing for a $25 Target gift card. And this group is for current ISA people and to use as a hook to get new people. So you have to be in Isagenix and in an ISA body, kind of like when they did this restart back in the fall and they did it as a restart back then. This is the winter version, but it's only going to run 30 days. So it'll be a separate group called Show Yourself Some Love. Tomorrow night, 8 our time, 9 your time, Rhonda, is the Facebook Live under Alex. It should be both under Alex and Kelly Heimbeck. So,
but how are they going to find it?
I think
if they have not gotten an invite.
I think they're doing it on their profile page.
Okay.
So they're going to talk about it, and then the Show Yourself Some Love is going to start February 1st through like March 2nd or 3rd or something like that. They're going to do a full 30 days instead of 28. So we can let our people know about that. But coming back to a name, so theirs is called Show Yourself Some Love. Mine was Love Yourself Enough for the sampling. Do you guys have ideas for another, if we do February 11th?
You didn't want to do Share the Love?
That's an idea. The only thing I don't know if I like about that is I want them thinking they want it for themselves. You know what I mean?
Oh. Okay.
Think about it. Come up and comment on some ideas or shoot me a message if you come up with ideas. Christy, if you want to do a daytime, look at your calendar. Mondays and Thursdays are going to be out for me. But look at if there's a day and or a time that works for you, and then think of other people during the day who would be available to help.
Okay.
And we can do that one kind of separately. And obviously let the whole team know, but that way, if we want a daytime one and a nighttime one, then we're good to go.
Okay.
And if you two want to do any of the pre-party stuff, let me know for the one on the 11th.
Sure, I can help with something. I'll look at the list.
Okay. All right. So any more thoughts or comments before we get off? Any other tweaks we could do?
Are there two codes?
Are there what?
Are there two codes right now? one for free enrollment? And
No, I was wrong. I took my enrollment one off. I was skimming and thought it was enrollment, and it's just $25 off. The thing you have to be aware of is I think when they use the $25 off, it takes off the BV. So if you started at 160 BV and then you take the $25 off, I think it adjusts your BV.
Right.
So you need to make sure your total BV at the end is 150 even after the $25 code.
Okay.
Otherwise, don't use it.
No. And I know you're probably asking for that girl you just sent me a message about that, you know, she was asking, do you ever sign somebody up for a 9-day? And I say, no, I really try and do the 30 or custom 30 even. But if somebody doesn't, I won't do a 9-day. I'll do a healthy lifestyle pack because you at least, the healthy lifestyle is 1 Ionix, 1 cleanse, 2 shakes, and Isodelites. So they'd still have to get either Whey Thins or Scoobies to go with the cleanse. And then I would still incorporate the accelerator and flush. You can get a cleanse bundle, but at the very minimum, you know, something to go with the Cleanse for Life drink.
Okay.
But to me, you're going to come in at like $220, $230 for that package, where you're going to come in at $330, and if you're getting $25 off, say $305 on a 30-day, for the value of what you get in a 30-day, you're better to come in on a 30-day at that point.
Yeah.
So throw the code at her, see if that works.
Okay.
Because I think, isn't the BV for a 30-day, it's like 175 or 185. So
Yeah.
you'll be at that 150 doing the packages.
Okay.
So that'll save her $25. You should be around 305 coming in.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, cool. And obviously the biggest key with these events is going to be follow up in the next 2 days. So if you have not contacted everybody who came, you can do that. Anybody who did a maybe, or I'll see if I can make it, go ahead and message saying you're welcome to go back and look at it and it's still up and going. Let me know what you liked and we can talk afterwards. So use it as a tool and coach your team to use it as a tool.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
We'll start brainstorming for the next one. We need a name and then who's going to help with pre-party.
All right.
All right. Have a great day, ladies.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.